I was once an agent for Satan due to all the poison I've sold and taken. Like a fool, I dropped out of school to play a game with no winners or rules. I got shot and caught on my own block and still wouldn't stop. It took prison for me to see how foul and wild I was living. I was a broken man, feeling low, lost, and lonely. I placed my life in Jesus' hands. Now I'm proud to share my story and faith. Glory to the Lord, I was saved by grace.
¿Quién soy yo sin tu presencia en mi vida? ¿Quién soy yo sin tu amor fluyendo en mí? ¿Quién soy yo sin tu presencia cada día? ¿Quién soy yo sin tu amor fluyendo en mí? Who am I without your presence in my life? Who am I without your love flowing through me? Who am I without your presence every day? Who am I without your love flowing through me?
Over the last 3 years of my life, I've had an opportunity to travel the country. And so during my travels, I received an email one night. And this email says, "Are you Reggie Bullock, the Reggie Bullock that used to work at Norwich Free Academy?" So I typed back, I said, "Yes, I'm that Reggie Bullock." And then this woman goes on to say that my pastor talks about you all the time. You made an impact on his life. And so she goes on to say his name was Devin Johnson. Devin Johnson. Devin Johnson. Who is Devin Johnson?
You know what I mean? The way they did their thing. And a lot of these cats is locked up, man. These cats got 25, 30 years, dudes I grew up with. You know what I mean? So it's like when I'm looking around, you know, I'm looking around at these streets, man. These streets tell, this is history to me. This is history.
When I first met Devin Johnson in 1993, Devin had aspirations of becoming a DJ, but within a short period of time, Devin quit school and took it to the streets. When I noticed that Devin had dropped out of school, I made it a ritual to go over to the West Side Park and visit him on a day-to-day basis, trying to encourage him to come back to school. At that point in time, Devin wasn't ready to go.
School, you know, what I remember was Mr. Bullock. Mr. Bullock would come, and even though all my friends be like, yo, that's his job, because this dude would come around and talk to us, see how we doing. But the thing is that we didn't even really take him seriously, because it was like they handpicked a black dude to come and be cool and talk to us so that you know, we wouldn't get out of line. That's what it seemed. So really what we did is we stopped relating to him. But this dude never, ever gave up. You know, I come around the corner. This dude had the nerve to pull pull over. Daughter in the car seat in the car. To me, that mean a lot because we was busting our guns on that street. Guns was clapping. So I respect anybody that come over there that got nothing to do with the streets, that ain't buying no drugs, to come over there to talk to some young dude who he ain't seen in months in school and was like, yo, I can get you back in there. Basically pleading in it. And it meant I will never forget it even to this day. It's always, I could smell the air. That's how I knew the color of his car and everything, because that thing, it carried me for the rest of my life. And then, people my boys would come in and out the house, especially when my mom went to work. It was like game time. We'd be in there cooking up, bagging up, everything. We had that joint. I'm telling you, it'd be just crazy. We have everything, man. It was like a block party started. This is it, man. My first time ever hearing a gun bust off. My boy got killed right here in the corner. Late at night, when my mom would start complaining, I had a little string with a can. And the fiends would come up, and I look out, that's my bedroom window, and I drop the string with the can. Take what they want, they put the money in first, I reel that joint up, put what they want, and they go ahead and bounce, man, and shoot off. And I was doing that all night.
I took him to New York. I was like 17 years old. And I'm going to New York. I'm not dealing with nobody local. I'm going to the city. And I took him to New York. And we had got stuck up in New York. And these dudes just pulled out on us. And there was a van full of dudes. There was some on the stoop. And they all had guns on him. And he always laughs at the story because the dude that was trying to pull the Tech 9 on me didn't have it cocked right. And in my mind, I was wild and crazy back there, so my mind is I can take him out and I can get him and we're gonna be all right. But they was like, yo, don't even move, man. We got your boy. And I was like, Dad, I can't, So we allowed it to happen. They robbed us. So, cause at first we wasn't in there to hurt nobody, shoot nobody. We were just in there trying to survive. Right. But after that experience, it was like, okay, this game is a whole different monster. Now, that's when, next thing you know, 17, 18 years old. Now we start. Let's get as many guns as we can. Let's get this. Let's get that. Let's step up. Like, we'll never allow anyone else to get the drop on us ever again.
This little innocent child who once danced in the streets was now transforming into something even his closest friends were amazed by.
And they had this bar downtown Norwich called the Tavern on the Square. So we used to sneak in there and sell drugs. And he was standing outside, so I seen him like, yo, what's up? But he had his Brad bandana on like Tupac, you know what I mean, whatever. So he had his braids then, pants hanging. And I'm like, yo, what's up? He like, man, whatever. It wasn't a long conversation because I didn't really know him like that, but I remembered him from me doing that transaction with him. So this is 95, so I come home, 95, I come back out here in 96. But now it's totally different from what I seen. And just to touch on what Elder Gomez said about him not going to get his big brother or anything like that, it was a point where he was the big brother in the street. Like dude right there ain't nothing to be played with, like, you know what I mean? Like him and his peoples, they running around, they doing XYZ.
Local police started to watch Devin closely until they decided to raid his home.
And they came through the screen door, this sliding picture window, bust that down, bust the other door on the other side, and ran up in the crib. And I'm thinking it's something, I'm not even paying no attention because I know to get to me, when you coming through here, it's almost impossible. Especially they know I got all the artillery in the crib. And man, them fools came up in there, knocking everything over, tearing everything up. And man, got me, man. Nothing broke my heart more is when they came, got my mom from work, brought her to the house, and brought her through the crib, man. She was so brokenhearted, man, because, we stayed getting her evicted.
Despite all of Devin Johnson's reckless behavior and highs and lows, things were about to get much worse.
I always knew I was going to get shot. I expected to get shot. That's what, a lot of times when I'm talking to my wife, I'm laying in bed thinking like, man, what is it in the streets where a young man can think like that? I expected, I was waiting for it. Because to me, it was like a trophy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't never think it was going to feel bad. I didn't never think it was going to get hurt. But I just knew on the inside, somebody's going to shoot me. Somebody is going to catch me and they're going to pop me. You know what I mean? But I was thinking about that way before I really was even hardcore in busting my gun, getting in scraps and all of that. I just knew it was like, yo, somebody going to shoot me because that's the way I was living. I was living in a place where if you said you was thugging, you didn't, like in my mindset, you wasn't thugging just because you seen it on the TV or you heard it in the song. You was thugging as a way of life. Actually, you wasn't thugging. It didn't even have no label. You was just living. This is your lifestyle. So, for me, it's an insane way. As I think back now, that was insane to feel like that. That's disgusting. But I used to be waiting for it. I used to always think somebody was going to put a scar on my face. And I used to be waiting like, yo, somebody going to put a scar on my face. Like, I knew my body was literally going to show the life I lived. And I expected it. That's what was so crazy about it. Sadistic or whatever that word is they use. I expected that stuff. And I was waiting for it.
I consider Devin really blessed with some amazing miracles that took place in his life. Miracle number one for Devin was when he met this woman who was pastoring a church that was just getting started. Her name was Pastor Jerry Davis. And Pastor Davis decided one day to leave the church walls, go outside in the community. And so what this great woman did, she pulls up in her van and she sees 6 black boys standing there talking, maybe up to no good. And she says, nope, somebody's got to talk to him. And so this woman gets out of her van, talks to these young men and says, listen, I have this church over here. And you guys, why don't you come on by? It's okay. It doesn't cost anything. Just come on by. We'll love you. And as she's about to leave, and this is an absolute miracle, as she's about to leave, she reaches in her pocketbook, pulls out a card to let these kids know who she was. And she hands the card of all 6 of these boys, she hands it to Devin Johnson. She didn't know, and Devin didn't know, that that was going to be her future son-in-law. Devin's spiritual transformation took place each morning in his cell when he woke up. He decided to share some of his ideas and thoughts with some of his friends in a letter written December 22nd, 1998. Don't think I'm crazy, but it's like when I'm studying or waking up to start the day, the sun shines directly in my cell, slowly holding its point there. Like sometimes I'm reading and I just get a good, like joyful, tingling feeling, which I believe to be the Holy Spirit. You feel me? But when I pray, I beg for it to be as real as I feel. Devin Johnson, December 12th, 1998.
I think the first time we were passing each other in lockup, and they say your appearance totally looks different once you truly get saved. When I seen him, he looked like Dev, but he didn't look like Dev. But when he spoke, the first time that he spoke and he said, yo, we're gonna be all right. I'm hearing about this. And he spoke about the word. The first time he spoke like that, I knew it wasn't the same guy. His prayer life in the word and keeping my head up, and he was encouraging me to do better. I knew then something was different.
Change doesn't come for other people until you see it. It's almost like you see a light around the person. When was the moment when you said, yo, this cat's for real? He really has shifted his life. When do you remember seeing that or feeling that?
When I found out he was married. Because I don't want to introduce it, but I don't think he really respected women. You know what I mean? Because he had this pimp thing in him. So when I knew he was married, that let me know, wow, you know what I mean? This guy is really changing his life. And then I went to the church. I want to say it was Easter, but it was one day he was preaching, and his wife, and she went around and she got all of his friends that were in the street still and was like, look, your boy is preaching, and it means so much to him if y'all came. So, you know, we get our linen together and we just fall up in there. You know what I mean? Like 9 of us. You know, smelling like reefer. You know, we still outside. So, but we coming. We gonna come. And for me, I never looked back.
One of the things I struggle with in doing this film was I didn't want to glorify all of the negativity that Devin had gone through in his life. But at the end of the day, I thought, yeah, we've got to show that. And the reason why we've got to show that is all of those kids that are wandering in the streets, they need to see this. If they see this, then maybe they can realize that I don't have to do that either. I can put down the guns, I can put down the drugs, I can go back to school, I can go back to church if I want to, and I can change. Secondly, I thought it would be also just as good for the people in the positions like I was as counselors and police officers and pastors and all kind of community mentors, for them to now, when they drive down the street and they see a group of boys standing there that are up to no good, they can now pull over on the side of the road and say, get in the car, young man, your life is about to change. Or they won't look at them the way some of us look at them, as trash, as throwaways, as lost children. They may be lost at that moment, but there is a chance that they can turn their life around. Why do I know? Because I know Devin Johnson, that's why.
If I was talking to that one kid who, you know what I mean, like you know, going through and life is on the edge, I would say to that one kid, you can die quicker than you can live. You can die faster than you think you can die. And everything you chasing is an illusion. It ain't even real. Life isn't about what you drive, what you wear, where you live is for quote unquote, even though if you're in a bad position you want to get out. Life is about being able to succeed or against the odds. That's what life is about. It ain't about the amount of money. That's the illusion, the amount of money. The illusion is the suit, the sneakers I wear. The illusion is the car I drive. Those things are man-made. They're here today and gone tomorrow. Real life is on the inside. Do I have inner peace? Do I have eternal life? Do I have enough in me to influence somebody else to keep them from death? Do you think it's worth it right now to die for something that's an illusion? To die for something that you can't take with you? After all that I've done, after all that I've been through, none of that I have anything to show for it today.
Although Devin Johnson never received the materialistic things he desired from the streets, he has now received the respect from his family, from his church, from his community, and especially a respect from the people of Peru and people on the continent of Africa as the Devin Johnson ministries continue to grow. Devin Johnson is an example to all of us never to give up and to never give up on our kids.
I want to be more
Alicia. Come here, boy.
Jesus Christ. I want to be more like Jesus Christ. I want to be more. I want to be more like Jesus Christ. Every day of my life, I want to be more like Jesus Christ.
And I just, really thank God for this opportunity. I've been in Norwich my whole life. I've been through a lot. It's amazing because I'm getting awards in the same town that I got arrested in. I've been in the paper. Like, it's really no secret.
You can just see it. He gave me my first Bible, a white Bible, and I used to walk around with it every day.
I think our friendship goes beyond words now. I mean, I respect him as my pastor, and he's my pastor now.
I'm gonna strive to be more like Jesus Christ every day.
One of the greatest days of my life was to be able to go back to the park and to actually walk the grounds that Devin and I walked before, and yet we couldn't come together then. And now I see it was God's purpose not for us to come together then. It was our purpose for us to come together years later to be able to tell this story. And so coming back and meeting Devin at that park was one of the more emotional days and happy days of my entire life, and I will never ever forget that. Never.
To be more like Jesus Christ every day. For not my will, but yours be done. You made a way through your begotten Son. I press to be more like you.
Yes, sir. I said to myself at the bottom of the cross, let the blood drip on my head, asking forgiveness for all the foul stuff I said. And when times have gotten rough, there's a part of me that won't give up. I've asked God, where you at? Because I'm fed up. I speak out of the depths of a man who saw the footprints in the sand and didn't understand. I was frustrated and couldn't find myself until I acknowledged you, amazed by the power of your word. Because it's so true, I told you I'd be the best that I can if you gave me another chance to be your man. Didn't have my pops around, but I don't blame him, even though he could have helped me in this world of sin. So I treat him with respect, cause I also failed as a father, thinking with the wrong head causes baby mama drama. So Father, thank you for all the things that you've done for your son, my Lord and Savior. I'm a conqueror, the battle's been won. It's a beautiful day, I stretch my hands to the sky. Lord, I'ma smile for all the days I cried. Yes sir, yes sir. Hey, it's a beautiful day, I stretch my hands to the sky. Lord, I'ma smile for all the days I cried. Yes sir, yes sir. I couldn't picture myself living this beautiful a few years ago. Smoking cocoa, drinking Kovo, ducking, dodging popo. Selfish, self-centered. Bottom line, I was lost, trying to pay the cost to be the boss, to be or not to be your friend or the enemy. I see centuries in eternity while fighting different entities. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm not perfect, but do understand me. I'm maturing, spent half my life serving. Sin is so certain, some say what I've gone through. I should serve God, homie, life's too precious not to serve God. We in the warfare that we can't see here in the physical. Trying to fight it in the flesh is oh so pitiful, causing pitfalls. Purposely I pursue Christ with passion, while loving them clean hearts, turn the key, get the mansion. It's a beautiful day, I stretch my hands to the sky. Lord, I'ma smile for all the things I cried. It's a beautiful day. Yes sir, yes sir. Hey, it's a beautiful day, I stretch my hands to the sky. Lord, I'ma smile for all the days I cried. Yes sir, yes sir. I Seen the rats in the project, woke up late for last wreck. Contraband.